Hey everybody, welcome to SoKno Sculpt. So good to see everybody here tonight. My name is Lange. We are so excited. We are so excited to launch this project because I love my neighborhood in the big way in which it has adopted art and live music. This initiative will build on that creative energy and drive it one step further. South Knoxville, and particularly here in Old Sevier, is rapidly becoming Knoxville's premier art district. This year, we take an important step forward. Rail to Trail Art Walk is officially breaking ground, which takes the railway corridor from Island Home to Kern's Bakery and transforms it into a radiant promenade with beautiful art installations and art amenities. You know, it's going to be one more cool thing here in South Knoxville to celebrate the urban wilderness. SoKno Sculpt looks to fuel that momentum. Our goal is to work with homeowners and business owners to bring beautiful sculptures to their properties. Better still, we're working with grants that will cover 50% of that cost with a maximum donation of $1,000, making it easier than ever for you to commission a sculpture. Simpler still, we're assembling a group of artists, and you'll be able to go to our website and take a look at their work, see which style matches your vision, and go forth. Medici the Magnificent didn't have it so good. he would have given his left ear for this program. We have a couple of people that have been really essential in putting this program together. One of them was an early believer in SoKno Sculpt, and that would be our City Commissioner of District 1, Vice Mayor Tommy Smith. We really need to thank him. He's been awesome. Another linchpin to this program is Monty Samley. Monty is a legend. He has done so much for this community, and in fact, SoKno Sculpt is going to be operating under the umbrella of the Old Sevier Community Group, OSCG. And as such, we will have 501(c) status, which is a pertinent fact to any organizations looking to donate services to SoKno Sculpt. So Monty, we appreciate you and your help and support and everything you've done for the neighborhood. Cool. Tonight is ground zero for SoKno Sculpt. So, if you have any ideas, any comments, any suggestions, if you want to get involved, you're at the right place and at the right time.
A community involves not just us as people, but also the other populations we live amongst. And then I got to thinking about, you know, we live close to the urban wilderness, but for a lot of us, it's a drive in a car away. Can you imagine, like, maybe stepping outside your door and taking a walk in your neighborhood and that being a place to enjoy art and nature together? And so the more I think about sculpture, I think about how sculpture can be informed by the natural surroundings and how that could bring more nature back to our communities and people and art. And so I guess with that said, again, if you're interested in participating in this in any way, and we're at the planning stages. We're in the stages of processing how to plan for moving forward, and we have a sign-up sheet over here by Charlie.
Next, I'd like to bring somebody up to speak from the point of view of an artist, of a sculptor. Wilson Browning, come on up. Wilson is a sculptor, a photographer, and also a coordinator here in the group.
Thanks, Christian. So yeah, I grew up in Knox County my whole life, and I've spent most of my adult life living in South Knoxville. And I actually used to live, me and about 12 of my friends rented the house, 2 houses over from the gas station back in 2012 for $970 a month. And it's a 7-bedroom house. We had a lot of fun in there. This neighborhood looks a lot different now than it did then. I think this is pretty exciting because what we've seen happen with North Knoxville and what's starting to happen in East Knoxville, you have a lot of arts and entertainment districts popping up. What's happening over here looks a little bit different, and I think that we have an opportunity to weave, public art into the fabric of what this neighborhood is becoming. What's interesting about SoKno Sculpt, it'll be the first program of its kind to directly put a homeowner in contact with a local artist and enable them, to get some startup money for the project to get going. And I just think it'll be really interesting to see how this evolves in the neighborhood. And I think we're going to see a lot of really nice works be produced out of this, and hopefully showcase a lot of our good local talent that we have an abundance of in this town. Thank you.
Thank you, Wilson. Next, I'd like to bring up Charles Gurney. Charlie's a neighbor, recently retired from the Foreign Service as a diplomat, and he is also a core organizer with SoKno Sculpt. Charlie?
Thank you. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the future of this vision, because we see it as hopefully reviving the organization and creating just a spirit, an environment where art can flourish. And I think if this project is successful, we'll have set up the mechanics for cultivating sources for funds, as well as having artists and people who are interested in art all together, tied through this one, website. And we will have on the posters that we place around town a QR code that'll connect you immediately to it and all the information there. Now, the community is essential to this. It's essential to acquiring a grant, to being eligible for a grant, and it's essential for the success of these individual projects. So updating our OSCG list is going to be a big part of that. It will be available through the website when we get that up and running. Community involvement in this project will be a big part. The artists are going to be providing a lot of the actual labor for this, and the homeowners will function as sort of the community involvement by contributing to that art. But there's still things that we can do. We need to have criteria where the art isn't just someone's private installation, where it's actually on display, where the rest of the neighborhood can see it and benefit, where people who visit South Knoxville can see it. And that's why we're keeping within the Old Sevier Community Group. This has to be a neighborhood project. It's a nonprofit 501c that meets all the criteria that we need as the organization. So we will be operating as a committee of that, and we'll have to elect at the end of our meeting here a couple of people to head up that committee of the OSCG. Shall we go ahead with that? Well, we're going to need 2 people as the main representatives for this thing. It can be anybody in here, but I'm going to take a chance and nominate Christian Lange as the driving force to be the head of this project as we go forward. It's Christian's vision. I think it opens up a door for a lot of other people to express their visions within this context. And I think we'll have a lot of possibilities that people can do. But anyway, I'd like to nominate Christian. Any other nominations? Anybody interested in taking this on? Well then, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It's unanimous, Christian. Okay.
we need a secretary. You want to do the vote on secretary?
Oh, yeah. So we will also need a co-head of this thing, and any nominations for number 2?
I'm gonna go ahead and nominate Charles Gurney right here.
Yeah. Okay. All in favor? Any other nominations? Anybody else can get in on this? We're not trying to drive this through the committee here. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? No one? Okay. Unanimous? Go ahead, Christian. Take
Okay.
it.
Why don't we open the floor up for questions and answers? What's on your mind?
Can you talk a little about the timeline on some of this stuff? How long the process could take?
The timeline is in flux at this moment because we don't have the specific deadlines from the city. It's gonna be sometime in April-ish, and the funding will come in January of 2026. So we have approximately 8 months to get organized and so on and so forth. That's the timing.
Is the intent for it to be an ongoing program, or everyone has to have their selections of art submitted by January, or is it?
Yeah, we'll have to get all the submissions in well before then. However, to answer your question, yes, I would like to see this continue as an ongoing process. Obviously, if we have a really successful first year, then that'll open the door to do this again in 2026. So yes, I would love for this to be a continuing effort.
But all the ones that are going to be funded in January are going to be considered kind of fall.
So yeah, this spring, summerish, the grant request will go in, hopefully approved, and we'll get the funds in January. One question that you haven't asked, and that I think is kind of interesting, is what is the selection process going to be like? You know, who's going to decide? So we're forming a jury committee, and we've invited 2 people thus far to be in that committee. One is Jason Brown, head of the UT Sculpture Department.
He's here, by the way.
Oh, where is he?
He's over there.
Okay, yes, sir. And the other is a member of Dogwood Arts, and that would be Emily Curran. And there's a third person. The invitation is on the table, but it hasn't been accepted yet, so I don't want to speak out of turn. This committee will meet once a year and take a look. There's Jason Brown. And that's how the submissions will be vetted. Jason, did you want to add anything to that? Come on up.
Oh, yes, sorry, I'm later running. Thanks, Christian. No, hey Josh. Hi. Good to see many familiar faces. I think the thing we really want to focus on are UTK sculpture students and alumni. I teach sculpture at UT, I think you said that. But we, just looking around the room, we've got a lot of good representation. So we're happy to be partners. It's an exciting opportunity for Knoxville, but as a South Knox resident, also super excited about this. So thank you.
We don't have Lorenzo Medici, but we have Jason Brown. So any other queries?
I've got 2 questions. One is this a loan program or a commission program? Will the works be
Good question.
now or will it stay?
The homeowner will own the sculpture at that point. He or she will indeed be paying for 50%, at least 50%. So sure, it'll belong to the property owner. And there will be guidelines, and we'll have that on the website, but that's the broad stroke.
And before the website's up, how do we, besides signing up for on the worksheet that you sent around, how can we find more information?
We're building this plane while we're flying it. So, I would say to you, the best way would be just to send me an email and say, hey, I want to be considered, I want in. And we'll keep you up to date as the developments unfold.
Did you have a question, sir?
How many projects are you
theory, how many projects are you wanting to fund?
The grant is probably going to be around 5,000. And so let's say each sculpture is $2,000. The grant is paying for $1,000 for each one. So that's 5. Maybe we can squeeze a 6th one in there.
Now, the homeowners, of course, are not limited in their contributions, just the maximum for the city is 1,000.
Sure, if you're ambitious and you want a $5,000 sculpture, then, city will kick in this 1,000. You put in the other 4, bada bing, you got a $5,000 sculpture. Yes, sir.
I would like to think of this as like, as those sculptures are also being curated and built for a specific site, there'd be like a day of like a rollout, and like the whole neighborhood also is encouraged to build their own sculptures or pieces in their yard. Like families get together and they build something that.
Yeah, you had mentioned that the other week, and I thought that was a cool idea. David's idea was that, let's say a sculpture is being erected on Sherrod. Other people on Sherrod create smaller art pieces that maybe aren't quite as ambitious, but are beautiful and great on their own. So, something like that.
Sure. Perhaps they fit in with the theme of the.
Yeah.
Like the sculpture, going in the neighbor's house down the road or at Charlie's house or wherever, right? So there's like a destination, but along the destination, there's still art viewing.
Let everybody get in on it and get everybody involved. By the way, any sculptors that are here this evening, please get on that sign-up sheet and indicate who you are. We need to get in touch with you. We need materials from you, photographs, bios. I know Jason is putting that together for us, but nonetheless, if you're here, get on that list. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Will there be a public open call for artists?
Yes. So, like I said, we need to create a webpage. That's one of the to-do items, and also something on Facebook, and that will have a submission form, not just for people that want sculptures, but also for artists that want to participate from that perspective.
Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Congratulations on your election.
All right. Well, a big round of applause for all you guys.